theme music. Hey man,
What up? What up?
I'm feeling alive, man. I'm feeling like I'm in a season of budding. I was gonna say blossoming, but I feel like I'm budding.
You're the
Little
budding
budding
season.
season, little budding season right now. You know,
That's what it is, man. That's what it is, man. You gotta have
the
things in
pollen's
life
back in
that
the air.
make you feel alive. Alive.
Live.
Life is in the air. I came from my son's game today, man, and
Hmm.
alive. I got to be proud dad out there yelling and
Yeah.
cheering, and we grinded out a nice hard fought win. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
all right.
Okay. You LeVar Ball, LeBron James, Carmelo
Uh,
Anthony on the sideline.
I'm a little mellow, little brown on the sidelines. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit of all that. I'll be calling plays to them. I'll be talking because they young. They don't talk to each other on the court, and
Yeah.
it
They don't
grinds my
understand
gears.
communications just yet. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They
So
don't understand.
I'll be calling my son. I'll be like, hey. And then he get talking out there, and then he get a basket. He get a bucket after because the kids
Yeah,
ain't,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They moving around. But when he get to talking, hey, clapping his hands, they
Yeah,
get
let
they
me get
feel.
that.
He get a bucket. You know what I'm saying? He got a bucket immediately on the next play when I told him to go talk. And it's like, hey,
Okay.
I know what I'm telling you to do, man. Listen, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh,
So,
you definitely LeBron on the sideline then.
I'll be
LeBron don't
coaching,
play
man. I'll
about
be coaching.
LeBron don't play about his boy.
Yeah, I'll be coaching. I'll be coaching the other kids too, though, man. I'm sideline coach, man. Hey, you got help behind you. Open man, look up. Move around. I'll be out there giving them all kind of, yeah. But I ain't the only one. Other parents be out there yapping too. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah. You a regular Lenny Wilkins, huh? Lenny Wilkins.
mm-hmm.
Ain't heard that name in a while.
I'm Lenny out there. What?
Legend.
Yeah, man. I'm Lenny on the court. My boy went out there, got him a bucket when he needed a bucket. He put up about 10 points today. I'm proud of him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He's in third grade, so he's playing against his age group is third to fifth. So he's playing against the fifth graders.
Oh,
So he's the smallest one out
he's
there.
in a younger. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So the team they played against today, our tallest player was shorter than their average height player. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we had a real heavy mismatch. This one kid kept getting boards. He just stuck his hand straight up, grabbed the board, shot it back up,
just put it back.
He didn't even move. He just kept it like this. Everybody was just jumping, swiping by his head. Couldn't nobody get a board over him because it kept coming back down.
It's too easy for me. I'm tiring over y'all.
Yeah,
Okay.
so but I train them to prepare for moments like that, though. I be like, hey, we train so you can be prepared for the physicality because these kids is
Right.
Kids play rough out there at that age. It ain't that organized, So he looked like Iverson on the ground the whole game, but he tough through it though.
But he was getting buckets. Yeah,
he was getting his buckets though. I'm like,
he building that heart.
They're gonna use their physical side advantages on you, but you got to outsmart them and use your quickness now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, use that quickness too. Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah, so proud pops moment. You know what I'm saying?
You got your chest poked out right now. I see you.
My chest poked out, man. You know what I'm saying? You was always quiet with your son on the court.
See, so when he played,
all in bigger arenas though. I mean,
like,
not arenas, but bigger gyms though.
Gymnasiums, yeah. But even when he was smaller, even when he was like 5, you know what I'm saying? Like he would always do this thing of like a look for validation. So like for me and him, it was more like just a look. Like if you see me looking like, come on, man, what you doing? Yeah. Like, all right, let me get back right. And sometimes I give him a mean look. He know what those looks mean. So I ain't doing too much talking, but he'll look for validation every now and then. It's like, all right, Pops look like he happy. All right, cool. I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
But then I give him a look, like I got to square up a little bit. I got to straighten up, get right. So
yeah,
I'm one of those. We communicated by just you see my demeanor.
Yeah, I have less vocal games. You know what I'm saying? I got games where it's just I might just if he look my way, I just shoot him a thumbs up and don't say nothing to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then I have more vocal games. It just depends. This one we was up against it, and I find if we jump out with a lead and we start falling behind, that's when I get a little more vocal. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it's hard for me to watch the mistakes. Then it's like you can watch it, and I have to always remember these are little kids. You know what I'm saying? So some of the little clumsy moves they make and
like
ball handling
part
errors.
of the course for their age right now.
Yeah,
it's part of the game right now. Yeah. It's your learning and their coordination and all that stuff right now.
Yeah. But me and him, me and him do a lot of training together behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? That the rest of the world in his age group don't know. They just think this all come natural, but it's work. You know what I'm saying? So
putting work behind it. Yeah, no, for real.
I'm putting in the
kids
work.
need to know that. Kids need to know that. And I had to talk with my sons. Like, hey, look, it's all about work, man. 90% of it's work. 10% of it's gonna be your natural talent, whatever you're gifted with. At a younger age, maybe a little bit more so, but then as you start aging up, it's gonna be more about the work that you put into it. You know what I mean? Like you might not be gifted with the same physical abilities as some others, but that can all be leveled out by putting that work in behind the scenes.
Right. And you know what? I was gonna say because we do the work. When I see him make mistakes on things we train on, that's when I get frustrated with him. It's like,
because you're like, you know better. We ran through this.
Drilled this over and over. You know what I'm saying? When in this moment, I need your body to instinctively respond this way because this is what we beating into your body all the time. But I was gonna say, man, to your point though, man, it makes me have. I look back at Kobe now with regret that I didn't like him in the moment. I wish I would have known to like Kobe in the moment because he's exactly what you described. You know what I'm saying? The epitome of hard work overcoming talent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he never let people in until near the end. You know what I'm saying? And then he became more likable once you started to understand the rhyme or reason of what he was doing. But after he died and the story started coming out, it's like, man, I really love Kobe.
You kind of get it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I hate
you attach yourself to something like that, as somebody who has that approach to the work that they do.
Yeah.
How can you not like it? How can you not be fond of something like that? It's like
right. And we all love AI in the moment. You know what I'm saying? But I'm more Kobe in real life than AI. You know what I'm saying?
Like exactly.
I'm not a lot of God-given talent. Like I'm a lot of skill with everything I'm good at. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not terrible at nothing. If you give me something brand new, it's my first time doing it, I'm probably going to be better than the average person figuring it out for their first time. But I just wasn't born with this one thing. It was like, I'm smoking everybody in that naturally. It's a skill set. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a talent, it's a skill set. So
it's something you built.
Yeah, and that's why when I learned his story, I'm like, I actually relate to this guy more, but I love this other guy more in the moment.
More in the moment, yeah. But then once you understand the process behind it, you can relate to that more. It's like, you know what, that's more me than the other. Because anything I do, and same for me. You know what I'm saying? Anything I've been good at, or halfway decent or great at, it's all been not because of natural abilities, like whether it's any kind of scholastics, or if it's music, or if it's martial arts, or if it's running, or whatever it is that I do at a pretty decent high level or whatever. It's all been work behind it. I had to explain that to my son too. It's like, hey, look, if you're anything like me, you ain't born with a lot of natural physical abilities, but you can still be better than most by putting in the work. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like I wasn't born just sitting up here back flipping and being that kind of martial artist. But hey, look, I got my level of success and won my grand champions because I put the work in. You know what I'm saying? I still get up at this age I'm in and go for a run and beat most people in running, not because I'm physically gifted at running and athletics, but like, hey, look, I put the work in. You put the work in, that's gonna level out. It's gonna eat. It's gonna sometimes help you get the edge over people, even if you're less than physically gifted than that individual. So it's like, hey, get that work in, man.
That seems like a simple concept also, but I figured that out later in life. I figured it out later in life. I wish I'd have known it earlier. So now I try to make sure my son, both of them, I want them both to understand that. You know what I mean? Like, so
I learned mine
walked
early.
in one day and heard me. he heard me playing the keyboard one day. He was like,
Uh-huh.
"Why are you so good at this? Like, do you not see me in here doing this every day? You know what I'm saying? Like, whether
Yeah.
it's just a few minutes, I do this every day. That's why I'm good at it. I'm not naturally good at it. You know what I mean? Like this, I don't have an inclination about music naturally. It's all taught and learned and figured out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my instinct for music is them whack beats we was making in the dorm room in 2003. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my natural instinct for music, and it's not a rhythm to it. It's boing bong 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 bang bong. That's my
No,
inclination.
you said we. You said we in 2003. Clean that up for me.
Did I say we? Okay, well, not we as in you. We as in us that was learning music at
Don't
the
let me in with
time.
that one. Don't let me in with that.
Yeah, no,
My beats was fine in 2003. No, I'm joking.
yours were fine in 2003. Yeah, they were. But we as in the group of us who decided we were going to learn to make music at the time. You know what I'm saying?
I'm messing.
No, you're right though. You're right. You know what I'm saying? I do got to clean that up. You know what I'm saying? Like, your journey started before that when you was figuring out all of that. But my point to it being, I had to remind him, because I'm always saying it to him, but now I need to let you actually see it in your life as an example. I tell you, yes, you got to do the work and you got to put in effort towards it. And it's going to be repetition and constantly doing reps in order to improve. But then I have to point it out. Hey, you think I'm good at this? Yeah, I'm good, but it comes from this. I put the reps in every day. And I try to make sure he remembers that. Like, don't sit around and just admire people and think that it's God-given. It's a few examples of that, but God-given can be defeated by hard work if God-given ain't putting in no work. You know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing: is what a lot of people miss too, is the God-given thing that you do have is the ability to work hard. Not everybody's gifted with that ability to work hard, and I also told my son that to not skip on that. Is that with whatever Kobe had in him to give him that drive? Not everybody's gifted with that.
That was a gift.
You know what I'm saying?
That was his gift. Yeah.
That was a gift. You just take advantage of your gift and your talent to utilize it, to say, I'm going to utilize this gift to overcome other shortcomings or other mediocrities or inefficiencies in whoever it is I am. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever it is that I do. I might be insufficient. I might be mediocre, but I can overcome that mediocrity by using the gift that I have, the gift that's up here and the gift that's in here. You know what I'm saying? So don't sleep on that. That is a gift. And people just 100%. Keep on thinking just because they can't sing like the most beautiful songstress in the world, or they can't jump out the gym, or they can't just go and they got those fast twitch muscles that make them run a 9-second 100-meter. You know what I'm saying? Those are God-given talents too.
Yeah. Those are the shiny ones. Those are the shiny ones.
Those are the shiny ones, exactly.
And we get caught up in the shiny ones. They look good in the light, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, God made it very fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we were a creative player, you can't get so many 99s. You know what I'm saying? Just because your 99 different from the other person's 99 does not mean
my 99 is different. Yeah,
I got. But you ain't gonna get 99 in all categories. You better believe that. God made it balanced. You know what I'm saying? He got jumps, but you got the brain. So you know what I'm saying? Figure it out.
No, for sure. And I feel like that gets overlooked a lot in individuals who have that. And I'm so glad that I was able to speak that to my son, and then to my daughter, she understands it too. Like, we were complimenting her about how smart she is, and you do so good in school, and blah blah blah. You're so gifted, smart. And I used to have to deal with this too, because my mom, of course, it's a mother speaking to her son, like, "Oh, you so smart, blah 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 blah." I'm like, it ain't that I'm smart. It's just I know how to put these concepts together and make it make sense, but then also put the hard work in to get to wherever I got to. You know what I'm saying? Academically. And then my daughter, she was the same way, but she got a little bit more emotional about it. Like, you don't understand how hard I work to get my grades that I'm getting, blah 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 blah. So to us and to everybody else in her class, it seems like, oh, you're just so gifted. You know what I'm saying? But she's like, no, I'm working so hard for this. You know what I'm saying? You understand the work I'm putting in to get these grades. I'm not just so smart. I'm like, you know what? She's seeing it now. Like, okay, you might not have these set of gifts, but you got this set of gifts, which makes you overall gifted in this thing, because you can apply that to whatever it is that you're doing. So it makes it look like you're gifted, because you're using that gift to up this level of whatever it is that you're doing, meaning your academics or whatever.
You know what's funny about that? is I can actually connect that back to us. So ironically, I'm not that. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to like school, school was easy for me. You know what I'm saying? Like high school was easy for
Yeah.
me. So I didn't study for nothing. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? On my journey, me and you ended up at the same college. You were somebody who studied. We get to college.
Not in high school. I didn't study in high school. It was college
Okay.
where I learned
Well,
I wasn't that smart.
you stepping on my point then. Never mind. You stepping on my point. Never mind. I was trying to big you up, but this just it ends it all. So I was gonna
But
say
you can keep going though. You keep going.
when we got to college, I had no awareness of how to study. You know what I'm saying? That's what hurt me in college. When we got there, I remember different times we might go to the library in different groups and stuff. I was sitting there and be like, what the hell am I doing? I don't know what is this? What am I doing? I would sit there and look through the book and try to study, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And
No.
it
So
just got rough on me, and to the point I'm like, man, the hell with this. Like you end up with a degree long fast forward, and my style doesn't end up with a degree. You know what I'm saying?
but
Like,
here's no. But here's the thing. So we're more so alike than you think when it comes to that aspect. But it's for me it was the fact that I had to figure it out or some kind of method to figure out how to be successful in college. Because if you remember in college, we kind of both ended up at GTCC. You know what I'm saying? And that was
yeah,
for a reason, right? Because that's when I realized, you know what I'm saying, maybe I'm not as smart as I think. Because it was the same thing. I graduated with honors in high school. I didn't really have to study all that much. You know, I had honors classes. Some of them were a little more difficult than others. Some of them were cake. You know what I'm saying? But when I got to college,
you got to study.
wake up
You got to
call. Yeah,
figure
yeah,
it
yeah.
out. Yeah,
And I didn't figure it out until that second semester of our sophomore year, to where by then
yeah,
it was too late. My GPA had already plummeted, and I'm sitting here trying to struggle to figure out how to crack the code on the approach to studying. But it's the
yeah.
fact that I finally figured it out to where some of those nights. So like you say, like okay, well then you ended up with a degree, but at the same time, how I got to getting that degree, I locked myself in the basement of the library at UNCG, right? That's where all the
Yeah.
science books were. I used to be down there for hours in the basement, just grabbing book after book because of course I couldn't afford books back then. So I'm just using all the old editions. I'm getting the eighth edition of this one, the ninth edition. We on edition 10 and 11, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure it out. But I figured out a method of how to study for myself and some of the things that some of the courses I had and how to approach these courses to end up being ultimately successful enough to finish and graduate with a degree. But it wasn't
Right.
because it was just naturally I'm picking up on these concepts. I had to figure out what
You
works
even had
in
to
the
work to
realm
learn
of
that too.
how to had to work to learn
Yeah.
it. And it took a lot of those days on a Saturday and Sunday and after classes on a Monday or whatever to be in that basement just going through book after book and writing note after note, sitting there just trying to figure out my method, what's going to work for me to ultimately be successful down the line. And I cracked
Right.
the code. It was more so about cracking the code, but also taking that time, using what I had up here to figure it out so I can understand those concepts that I was learning for my degree. Not just because I just had it. No, man, I had to work to figure it out. The same kind of work that I put in for martial arts, the same kind of
Yeah.
work I put in for music, I had to start applying that to college to say, okay, this is how I'm gonna learn these biological concepts.
It's dope, man. It's dope. You know what though?
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee whoever's looking at this video is doing work to figure out what we smoking. Cause every time we
We
hold it
haven't
up, we
even
drop
talked
it back
about that
down.
yet. You're right about that. All right, let's get to the stars
So
of the show. The
let's
reason
get
why
to the
we are
start of the
here.
show. Yeah. So let's not make people work too hard to figure out what we smoking today.
All right,
Let's
what
see.
we
Let's
got?
see.
Bam,
So
there
for
it is.
me, I'll jump it off. I got this green man boy right here. Boom.
Partagas. Okay.
Green
Oh, okay,
band on
okay,
it.
okay.
That's a Partagas
I was looking at Partagas
Vale
today.
Valle Verde.
Verde.
Vale Verde, something like that. Not Valley, but Valle Valle. It's got to be yay.
It's got to be the. It's got
Valle
to be the yeah sound.
Valle Verde. So with this right here, this is a that San Andres wrapper on it. Got a Honduran origin. We got a Mexican and a Nicaraguan filler on this particular stick right here.
Okay, okay.
So we got us a little melting pot of things going on.
I like it. I
Tobacco from
like it.
all countries.
Well, mine is not so much a melting pot. I just got a wrapper that's Ecuador and Habano, Dominican Republic origin, binder and filler Dominican. I'm smoking a Julius Caesar today. Smoking that Caesar Diamond Crown. I've seen this cigar a lot
You ready
in
to
the
conquer the world,
humidors,
boy?
and I've never had one before. So this time it's like, you know what? Let's give Julius Caesar a try. Let's see what the what was he, Emperor? What were they back then?
I don't know what his title would
King?
be
I don't know.
considered, but he
A
definitely
ruler of some
has
sort.
left his imprint on the world to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
yeah. I don't know the whole story of Julius Caesar. I don't know if it's a good one or a bad one. I don't know. I don't know what his legacy is, but we all know Julius Caesar. That's in some
yeah,
kind of capacity. But Diamond Crown, Diamond Crown.
there you go. There you go. Hey man, that's cool, man. Nice way to bring in the new year. To bring the new
Is it the
year
new
in.
year now? Is it
It's the
the
new year.
actual new year?
Well,
The
Julius
actual new
Caesar would
year?
say no. Julius Caesar is the reason we say
The reason
it's
why we have
what
the
it is
calendar
now.
we have.
Yeah, you know. But in reality, feels like a new year to me. Feels like,
It
spring just hit
does.
on the 20th of this month. So it feels like,
Oh,
the
actually, it's
birds is
spring now.
chirping, the warm, yeah, the 20th, March 20th, spring. We
Okay, okay.
officially in it.
I'm
And
in
it's nice and
Texas.
sunny today.
It's hard to tell. You know what I'm saying? It's
Is
been
it?
spring since like mid January. I don't know.
Oh,
It
okay.
feels
That's
it feels the same.
feels the same. Okay, well, we'll see when that contract sends you to Alaska how you feel about that. We'll see.
Whoa! Time out. Don't speak that into my universe, man. Well, yeah, but no. But the leaves are starting to bud on the trees, so I can't recognize that difference. You know what I'm saying? It's still 80 degrees. It's been 80 degrees for a while here where I'm at. But you know what I'm saying? The grass is turning a little green. The trees
Yeah, man.
are blooming, and like we mentioned earlier when we started the show, starting to feel alive. Starting to feel alive.
Yeah,
You know what I
man.
mean?
The end of the end of the last, the end of the past, the death of things of old, starting to blow over, and now everything's coming to life, man, and with a new beginning, new
Yeah.
beginning.
So many new beginnings that I'm hoping for myself. You know, we've seen a lot of our celebrities pass on just recently. We had a lot within the last month or so, man. So
Yeah,
many within the last month, and it's
yeah, a
like
lot of
one
them.
after another after another. It's like almost like who's next? You hit me up last
Yeah.
night saying George Foreman passed away. I'm like, man, George, Big George.
Big George hurt me a little bit, man. I ain't even gonna lie,
Mm-hmm.
man. I tried to look and find out. I was trying to Google when I heard it. Like, man, let me Google this away and find out it's a rumor. I don't know why it bothered me. I wouldn't even thought George would have hurt me, man. But George hurt my feelings, man.
Yeah,
Finding out George was like, damn,
that's
not Big George.
George. Yeah.
George is George is a different kind of legend. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
Mm-hmm.
not just the Foreman grills, but the fact that he came back and won the
Shout out to the Foreman
championship,
Grill at the age
won the
when he
heavyweight champ at
did.
the age he did. He overcame some stuff with that, man. He
Yeah.
rechanged. He turned his life around and his legacy around from being this
Mm-hmm.
terrifying,
From
hated
terrifying rumble in the
villain,
jungle,
yeah, to
slugger. You know what I mean? Still was a
yeah.
slugger. Still was a slugger.
He was a slugger, but
But
he came back and became beloved in the second
yeah,
half of his life, man. It just
a gentle giant. You know what I mean?
big gentle giant, man. Shout out to Big George, man. Up
And I'll
there,
tell
he
you
up
one
there
thing
with
though.
Ali and Frazier now.
Yeah. Those Foreman grills were life changing. Tell you, saved us many a nights in college. Speaking of college,
Man, speaking of college, he saved us in college. He was saving dudes in the hood. He was saving a lot of people, man.
yeah, before air fryers became a thing, before what's some joints, some toaster ovens became a thing, the
Yeah.
Foreman grill was the thing. Man, my
It
parents
was,
had a big Foreman grill, like a grill,
oh, see,
like a
you
grill
done
that was
moved
like this.
on. We ain't even talk about when it first kicked off and you could only get the single. Then he brought out the big joints and
The
everybody
big
was like,
joint.
give me them. Like,
We
give me
grilling in
that.
the house. You know what I'm
It
saying?
dropped that fat right there inside the bottom of that little tray, man, and
Mm-hmm.
your food be so clean and
Got the
well cooked
juice,
so
got the
quick.
juice.
Man,
Man, put a grilled cheese on there. You cook some chicken on that. What you
Man, you
want?
know how much chicken I had off that Foreman grill, bro? It's crazy. I couldn't even clean that thing good no more after a certain point.
Boy, you had to have a Coleman grill on your countertop. It's a staple.
It
It was
was
a
normal. It
staple.
was the norm. If you walked in somebody's kitchen, they ain't have a Foreman grill. It's like, what is you on, bro? You might be a little
What you
weird, man. You ain't got no Foreman grill. Like you using your
where your foreman
stove?
at?
You using the eye of your stove, my guy? Like you pan frying that? Like you better get the Foreman out.
Better get that foreman out. Better get that foreman out.
Yeah,
Squeeze the juice. Squeeze the juice, man. That chicken got too much grease on it.
right. Yeah, man. Yeah, we lost some people, man. We lost some people,
Yeah.
man. It's crazy, man. And I guess it's always weird to just celebrate the life of the celebrities and stuff when you lose them. Like we're not losing people every
Mhm.
day, but
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
lot of these celebrities have impacted us in different ways. You know what I mean?
No,
And
for
and
real, for
those are people
sure,
we
for
all can
sure.
relate to. And
Like
and at
we
the end of the
tie
day,
things
those are
to
our
them.
legends. Yeah, we can
Yeah,
tie moments in our
those are
life
our
to these
legends.
people.
We tie moments of our lives to them, moments in time, spaces, these memories that we've had because of their legacy, right? Whether it's
Right.
music that's playing during a certain time of our lives that we attach it to know that that voice is now gone forever. I mean, still around
Yeah.
because we have these recordings, but the person behind that voice and that spirit that they put into the music that we tied our moments to are gone, or whether somebody who was on a screen, So it does seem weird that we celebrate or we feel sad for losing these people that we don't even know personally, but we do have
Right.
a personal tie with them because of the moments they created in the moments that we've had, our personal moments. Whether it's
Yeah.
Foreman and sitting in front of the TV and watching Foreman come back and cheering for him like, oh, he gonna do this. I remember being, look, he gonna do this. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
watching him knock out
To
Michael Moore, and it was a moment. It's a moment in
Yeah.
boxing history forever, and that was that man's greatness. We got to just all be a part of, like you know what I'm saying.
Hmm.
And now that we in our 40s, just think about what he did. You know what I'm
What
saying?
that meant?
In a
Yeah,
young man's
that
game
meant
like that,
something.
he went out there.
Because I wouldn't dare.
That's
No.
but think that's to inspire people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that
We did
person's
like even
greatness
though
can
we
inspire.
cheered for it when we were early teens maybe,
Yeah,
but then
young,
to
real
relate
young.
to it now at like it did it meant something, but you didn't know what it meant at that age. But
Yeah,
now fast forward, like you can imagine what it meant to somebody who was on the cusp of turning 40 or in their mid 40s or close to 50 or 50 up. What that meant?
yeah.
Like, yo, he can do it. He can do this. No, ain't no telling what I can do. I'm saying
Let
it's
me
all
push myself.
inspiring.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Beautiful stuff, man. Beautiful stuff, man. And we
yeah.
all need more of it, man. And that's why it hurts to lose these people, though. You know what I'm saying? When we have
Hmm.
people who do great things, it always hurts to see them. In your personal life, it hurts to see people that you see do great things. So
Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of deaths, my son had to deal with his pet dying.
yeah, yeah,
Sad
yeah,
day. Shout out to
yeah.
Benny.
R.I.P.
He had a
Benny.
hamster. He didn't make it. Didn't make it. So had his first experience with losing a beloved pet. So that was sad
How,
to
how,
watch.
how'd he handle it?
He actually handled like a G. You know what I'm saying? My oldest daughter, she took it. She was bawling crying. I ain't see
Well,
that
the
coming.
oldest probably felt responsible for it.
Yeah, he said she
Hey,
should.
hey, man. I know the story, but give me the story. I've been wanting to hear the real story. I feel like I don't have the real story yet because it's
Okay, so
just
I don't.
a general.
I wasn't
I
there
want
for
some
what
details.
happened. Right. All I know
Was
is
it
what I
savage?
not that it was savage. I think it was an accident. The way it was explained to me that it was an accident.
Okay.
She was allowing her dog to get some food off the counter, and the hamster happened. And they was playing with the hamster at the same time, and had a hamster on the counter too, playing with him outside of his cage. She jumps up to get a strawberry, the dog, I mean, and inadvertently bites the hamster, and the hamster's going through a tough time that night.
Inadvertently bit Benny. Benny don't look like a
Yes.
strawberry.
and, and why was the strawberry near Benny? And so I don't know. So it happened. And then, they try to, make him feel better for that night. And then the next morning he got up or they got up and checked on Benny. and Benny was hard as a rock.
Man, I bet Benny suffered through the night. That's the sad part about it, man. Because he had injuries he couldn't express. Like if Benny had some eyebrows, he could just be like, and let you know I'm hurt out here, y'all.
I'm hurting, man. Somebody give me a doc.
Give me a doc. But his face can't make the expression it needs to make to say, I'm bad off, y'all. Come get me. Like, like poor Benny.
Yeah, so I'm assuming they just thought he got nicked and he'd be okay and he just walk it off, but he never recovered from his injuries and lost a hamster that night.
No blood? It was
I don't know. I wasn't there. Might have been. I didn't see the bite. I didn't see him afterwards. I didn't see him limping like they said he was, but he was limping bad, they said. I
bet Benny cussed that dog out in Benny's head. Why you bite me like that? Damn, I'm hurt. Benny probably cussed that dog out.
Oh, but what's going on? What you doing?
God, Benny, poor Benny, man. Shout out to Benny, man. Hey, look, man, did y'all give Benny a good burial, man, or did y'all? What y'all do? Y'all know y'all ain't throw Benny in the trash can, man. Y'all got this.
No. He got a little burial. They took care of it. I wasn't in attendance. I had things to do. I was a little busy that day, so I sent my regards, my condolences. I should give him a salute.
You supposed to.
Should have been in my uniform, my dress uniform.
You should have had your uniform on for Benny, man. Come on, man. You got to show Benny some love, man.
He went out like a soldier, man. He went out like a soldier. He didn't even whine about it, man. Took it like
Grandpa ain't even show up. God knows, man. So now we got the celebrities gone. We got Benny gone. What else is gone, man?
My finances are gone.
God knows, man.
My finances are gone. My finances have died. My pockets are dead.
God, but we done lost everything. We done lost.
Hey, it's a struggle. Hey, but look, like I said, I feel like it's a new season. Things die, and then not do they die? Not does everything die eternally, right? You know what I'm saying? We have a period of death, and then we have the period of regrowth, rejuvenation. Right. So I'm hoping and praying that my bank account comes back alive.
Yeah. It's hibernating. Your bank account's hibernating right now, man.
It's in the cocoon right now. So it's cocooning. It's cocooning. That's what we're gonna say. But hopefully relief is on the way soon. Hopefully the president starts talking right. And
he's hitting come back. The possibility of a recession is possibly there. You know what I'm saying? So
expenses keep piling up. Like I've always heard that around tax time is when all these unexpected expenses start to pop up. And this year has been one of those. Yeah, this is a tax time free grab. Like just you're gonna spend some money, and I'm spending money to make it. You know what I'm saying? So just hoping that after this period of time passes, that things would just kind of like normalize again. It was like after one thing, it's like one thing after another, hit after hit after hit after hit after hit, and the economy is not helping at all. So it's just
never does.
It's one of those struggles, man. It's one of those struggles that we got to deal with from time to time. And I'm hoping that one day, I just want one day. I'm in my 40s now.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the beginning of my 40s, the beginning of this decade. I've struggled in my 20s. I made some comebacks and had some really great times. The 30s came, and I had some struggles in my 30s.
Yeah.
And I was just hoping that 40s come, it should just be up from here.
Yeah.
Just be up from here. So, but
I'm enjoy the last half, don't you?
No, not even the last half. I'm talking about the last half of my life.
Yeah.
We
on the second half of 40, bro. Maybe if you're lucky, you can get to 45, and that's the last half. But odds are, black man,
at 40,
America,
yeah. I'm over half.
Yeah.
Woman died at 76.
76.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a full life.
Yeah, my grandpa's 77,
Yeah.
77.
Yeah. I ain't got no
My grandpa's on
grandparents
my
no more.
mom's side was over 80. He was like 84. So was he
Well, I
84?
got, yeah, man. Well, man, if it makes you feel any better, I got a roof that I got to replace now. So, tax season, that's my burden to deal with right now. So I'm figuring that out with the
It's always
insurance
something.
company if they're gonna
It's
cover it or
always
not.
something.
So, yeah, bro, it's life is lifing appropriately, and I got these checks that I'm expecting to come in, and it's just like you think you're just gonna enjoy life. I'm gonna invest this, and I'm gonna go ball with this, and I'm gonna put this away for that, and nope.
Mm-mm.
The
Mm-mm.
bill's like, man, give me that. Let me get that.
Give
As
me
soon as
that.
that come through, let me get that.
As soon as it
You was
come
like, come on.
through, let me get that. Oh, you making a little extra money now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna need a little extra
Need
you
that.
making plus some the
Yeah, bro.
I feel like I'm worse off than I was before I was making more. I'm making a substantial amount of money. I make
Yeah.
good money. Why is it not
You,
reflecting? Why is it not
you know,
reflecting?
you know what leaves me torn with that? I think about that sometimes myself, man, and I'm just like, I'm so grateful that the money is there to take care of the stuff that needs to be taken care
Mm-hmm.
of.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's frustrating to know why do I have to deal with it now though? Why now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why can't I just I'm
Yeah.
ready to enjoy this though. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to give it all back as soon as I get it. But I'm thankful that it comes at the right time to
No,
save
no, no,
me.
for real. Like
But it's
I
just like,
that's what I was on last week. I was like, because I had a little situation, right? So my car is acting up. I think it's a fuel injection issue, but it's been shutting off on me even when I'm on the highway, right? I'll just lose power. So I'm thinking it's just like
damn.
the injector is not sitting the right amount of fuel as it's trying to shift up into the next gear, right?
Okay.
So I'm just having this fuel injection issue. It's getting better because I've been doing this little treatment. But I took it to the shop to get it looked at the other week. But this was after it shut off on me a few times on the highway. Got a flat tire because I had to pull up on the side of the highway, and here in San Antonio it was nonstop construction, so debris all on the side of the highway, like nonstop, everywhere you go, right? So I'm pretty
Mm-hmm.
sure I ran over something, got a flat tire. So when I woke up that morning, I did not expect to be in the hole that much, just trying to commute from work to home on a Friday evening.
Right.
So I went from leaving work on a Friday evening to getting home $300 lighter in the pockets, just trying to commute home because
Yeah.
I'm driving, my car cuts off, get a flat tire, got to call a tow, $100 off the rip. Go to a tire shop, they're about to close. They said, "Oh, we got a new tire." I just wanted a used tire to get me by for a couple of months. Hate that I'm back there to that point because I swore I'd
Yeah.
never buy another used tire because I'm good now. But back in the
Yeah.
20s,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? A used tire was a
Oh yeah.
routine. I
I
get
go
a
find me an
tire,
African
used
shop
tire,
and go get me a used tire
25
from,
bucks,
from
50 bucks maybe. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna last me about 3 months, but it's cool. It's only 25 bucks. I go get another one. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But it's like I'm at this point, like new tires all day, every day. I ain't gotta worry about it. But and I just got some new tires on my car. But I bust this one. But he's like, you ain't got no used tires, you gotta get a new one. 140 bucks. All right, so $100 for the tow, 140 for the tire. Then the next day, I'm like, I gotta get my car to the shop. Take it to the shop, get the diagnostic. They want $100 for the diagnostic. $340 in less than 24 hours, 12 hours, really. It's like just trying to get home from work. I just threw away. Just I made it rain
If you
on
could have been off
frivolous
on
expenses.
Friday, you'd have saved money. Just being
You know what I'm
off.
saying? And I
Yeah.
did fill up on gas that day too. That's another $50 for filling up too.
Yeah.
So it's like, but at the same time, I was grateful that I was able to just, okay, I need that. I gotta pay money for this. Okay, I need that. Gotta pay money for that. Okay, I gotta do this. I gotta pay money for that. I'm grateful that okay, I paid my bills. I paid for these expenses that I was able to do it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Without
Right.
having to sweat, but so much. Other than being
Right.
frustrated that this is happening, I'm able to go to the bank, pull out the money, swipe the card, whatever, send the cash app. All right, cool, whatever. But I'm pissed off about it. But at the same time, I'm grateful that any expense like that pops up that's unexpected, I'm able to take care of it. But it's
Right.
like, but why? But why?
But
I can't just
why?
take that and put it in the bank, or I can't put that on a trip. I can't put that on some cigars. Like I can't put that on some clothes. Can I get some
Yeah,
clothes?
that's what I'm
I could have bought a
saying.
fit. I could have bought a nice little fit for that 340. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
It could
all
have been
the
some
extra
shoes
stuff I
and
want to
some.
do. Can I invest a little? Can I save this? Can I buy some clothes with this? Can I buy some new shoes? Can I do the, you know what I'm saying? Can I
Mhm.
have a little fun with the rest of it
And
after
there
I
have been a
do these
couple
other
nice little pair of shoes
responsible
I could have
things?
bought with that.
Like,
My feet would have been my feet would have been fly right now if I would have been able to spend that money how I wanted to.
you know, it's funny though, because some people are the opposite though. They go have their fun with their money and then struggle to get the stuff taken care of.
Yeah, yeah,
Meanwhile,
that
we're
part.
people who will take care of the responsible stuff and then never get to enjoy the fun like we want to. Well, not
Yeah,
never,
and then
but
and then have to
don't.
hear your kids tell you that, man, Dad, you need to buy some new clothes. It's like what you talking about,
Okay.
man. I felt. Hey, look, no, this happened like 2 weeks ago. I felt so disrespected. I was mad. I got mad. I fussed them out. Like, how dare you?
Oh, they
You see
got
all
on you
them
about your
Jordans on your
clothes?
wall? Yeah, they got on me about
Yeah.
my clothes, man. And I'm like, if
You
I
see how
didn't spend the money
money
on
because you
y'all,
got
you
the
saw,
Jordans.
yeah, you see
Yeah.
what y'all got, right? And you notice I don't have anything like that, right?
Yeah.
So if I didn't get y'all that, I could have it, but I don't because
Right.
y'all got it. Like, so
Yeah.
how dare you get on me because my clothes look bummy right now? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, man. At times, man, I think about that. I'm like, man, I wish I was just a little more selfish sometimes. But what can you do?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's the thing. But even then, you talking about like not being selfish because I think we've had this conversation, and I feel like you're like me. That even if you were to be selfish, you probably wouldn't spend it on yourself anyway. You probably
More
just
than
keep it.
likely, no. Yeah,
Might buy some
just
snacks
keep
and
it,
that's
put
it.
it away.
Yeah, you get you some snacks, some mega stuffed Oreos, and keep it moving, and still never get yourself some shoes or some nice clothes.
More than likely, bro. That's the sad part about it. But it is what it is. I don't think I'm gonna change not at this age. So
I'm trying to. I want to. I want to. And I keep saying it every time I go into my closet. I look at my wardrobe. I tell myself I'm gonna get right. I'm gonna get rid of all of this. I'm gonna get right. And even if it's like maybe like buying a piece at a time, like one paycheck or once a week, just go get a piece. One week, folks want to just give me some shoes or doing whatever it is that I want to do. When it comes to that aspect, and I feel like I can get there if I just force myself to do it at least once or twice, and then kind of get into a habit of just treating myself a little bit more. You know?
that's the approach, though. One at a time, just one little thing at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of trying to hit the big stuff, just hit the small stuff a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
And making a habit out of it. And I feel like there've been points in time where I tried to do that, but I've been inconsistent with it.
Yeah, it's a consistency because I've done it like where I started. Like I might say, okay, one week I'll go out and I'll buy some pieces and be like, all right, this is it. I can do this. I can do this every paycheck, but then I won't do it. I won't follow up, and then before you know, it's been like 6 months since the last time, and then it's like, okay, then I'll start again. Like, yeah, I can do this. I can do this, and then won't follow up the next week. So I end up at square one every single
Yeah,
time.
yeah. But it's funny because it's so easy to be inconsistent with that because
Mm-hmm.
it's not necessities. It's just wants, and it's easy to be like, all right, I did that for a little while. Let me go focus on the necessities of the house or the necessities of the fam or whatever else
Yeah.
needs to be done and blow off that habit. You know what I'm saying?
But those
But
things are always going to be there, which I don't understand why I can't break myself out of that mindset. I'm going to take care of
yeah,
my responsibilities. It's going to be there. Take care of that.
hey man, they say old habits die hard. So
Yeah, and even harder the older you get. So I wish that's something that would die. Like we just talked about a bunch of deaths. Can that die? Can certain habits die? That's what I
I
need to
don't know.
focus on. Killing certain habits. I have some habits that need to die.
Hey man, this is unrelated to the topic, but the death conversation made me think about it. And just speaking about money and whatnot. So I
Mm-hmm.
seen a clip where Elon Musk was talking about AI and the growth of it and where he expects it to go with robots and whatnot over the course of the next amount of time. So he was saying he sees the potential for in the next 10 years where robots and AI technology overall will do the bulk of the work, and it will change all of our lifestyles to the point where it improves it. He's like, there really won't be much need for money anymore. Therefore, everyone's lifestyle will improve. It won't, everybody's concerned about working, but there won't be a need for it as much because the robots will do the work for such cheap labor. At that point in time, they're pretty much, society will be able to take care of the people without you needing a lot of money. Okay. So, and it's like, sounds good. And he was like, well, how long do you think it'll be before that happens? He said, 10 years. And then they were like, well, how long is there any possibility that robots could do like the, try to take over thing? He was like, yeah, I guess it is a possibility. It was like, well, what percent do you think it'll be? He said, 20% chance it happens. Like 20% chance robots go rogue and kill us all. So he was like, 80. That's a pretty good percentage. I want to take my chances with that. They're like, well, how long would that take? He said, probably about 10 years also. So it's like 10 years. In 10 years, we could be fighting World War III against robots, like where they try to take over. And you've already said there's no way that we'll ever be able to outthink them. He said pretty much in another 5 to 10 years, we won't be able to.
Yeah, absolutely. You won't
outthink an AI or robot. There's nothing mentally that we'll be able to do, better than that.
And if we can come close, we won't be able to think that fast. Not as fast as they will be able to. If you chat GPT something now, how quick? Not related, but not related. I had to write a paper the other day, and this is my first time using chat GPT. And I wish we had this when we was in college. My gosh. And I just asked it to write me a paper on an Army topic, right? And it had laid out all of these great points. Some of the points I had already thought about, but like, I didn't think about that. But within seconds, like it came up with all these concepts that would have been way in the back of my mind. Maybe I could have thought about it down the line. Maybe it would have took me a week to come to that idea first, and then formulate another week to formulate it. Right. And it did it in a matter of seconds, just to formulate all these ideas. Like it's just a process of which AI can think that. Yes, we'll never be able to outthink it. And if we can come close to thinking some of the concepts, the amount of time it would take for us to think of the concepts that AI can do for us, it's just the gap is too wide.
Yeah. So how do we defeat that if it ever came to a battle? We have the physical aspect, but we can't outthink it. And all of our weapons are slowly becoming indoctrinated in technology. So what are we ever going to do to defeat one of these? Like if in 10 years that 20% chance wins over the 80% chance that we just live a great life.
That's a weak 80% to a strong 20%. We just talked about leveling the playing fields. That's leveling the playing field.
Bro, that is crazy. That's crazy to think, man. A 20% chance robots take us out. I know, what I'm saying? It sounds like movie-like, but you got to think. These are the guys who are controlling the direction our future goes in. You know what I'm saying? The Elon Musk of the world and stuff at this point in time. Like I'm not saying he's the only guy, but minds like him that are thinking and putting this stuff into the world for us, and we're all embracing it and using it in our day-to-day lives. Those are the people that are going to determine if this is a real truth for us. And it's a 20% chance none of humanity doesn't survive it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't roll the dice on 20%, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if somebody said, hey, you got a headache, here's an asprin, and we got
20% chance you might die
here.
If you take
it's 5 in here, one of them's poison. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't reach in there. Like I give me some water. I'm cool. Yeah.
I'm gonna sleep it off.
Crazy to think that, bro.
Yeah, 20% is too high. Way too high. Way too high of a chance to take. But it's like the thing is, if we've existed in the manner that we've existed for so long, why do we like? And this is for the people who are thinkers in this realm. why feel the need to create this? What I mean,
It's gambling. The 80% chance is beautiful if we can figure the 80% chance out. We could
as
actually
beautiful
live
as it
in
is, but why?
paradise if the 80 is correct.
would it really be paradise? I guess I don't know.
If
I'm trying to
if
think
we
about the
eliminate a
true
need for money and all the greed that comes with that,
yeah, true.
just think about
So
it.
like, and if you eliminate money or the need for money, it should eliminate the need for poverty.
Yes, and the need for
Because if I
war.
don't,
The,
and
the
the need for
only
war,
thing
because now we're
the
fighting
only
over money
thing,
or
yeah, it
territory,
always comes back to money. It always comes back to
resources.
resources and money. Yeah. So once that is eliminated, we can live in a perfect world aside from the people who want to be better than the next person, because there's always going to be those people. Yeah, that they the ones who ruin everybody.
That'll never go away.
Yeah,
that'll
the people
always be a thing.
who have that urgency to prove I'm a little better than you. You know what I'm saying? Those are the people that are gonna ruin it. But aside from that, those of us who like, hey, we all got equality around here, and we all got the same amount of resources, and we all rich together. I'm cool. But I'm one of those people. If we all shared, it broke everything down equally, I'd be fine. Like,
well, let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this though, real quick, because we know that we got to cut short. I mean, not cut short, but cut soon to get to these cigars. And if I can ask a quick question, get your opinion. Do you think that we could ever have a society? Because I feel like the way, or the reason that we have money, a money system, or we have what's the word? How do I want to state this? We have classes, right? Classism for a reason. Right. We have a wealth ladder for a reason.
Right.
And that's been put in place because people wanted to separate themselves from who was considered wealthy versus who was not considered wealthy, or who's educated or not educated. Certain classes, certain social aspects, social levels, that our human nature that since we've existed has grown into a system of separation. That's been a human nature. Do you think that we would ever get to a point, even if you took out everything that, or every need that will cause separation, like wealth, right? If you took away the title of wealthy, because now everybody's on an even playing field, that we can just exist because everything is available to everybody. So your billions of dollars means nothing to my tens of thousands of dollars, because everything's the same thing that you have access to, I have access to. Would that ever become a thing? Because the reason why we got here is because that need and that thirst for separating classes, no matter what class that we like to separate it in, or would we just find something else to try to separate us?
We're stupid enough to find something else. You know what I mean? We're stupid enough to find something else. But see, this is my hope for it.
Or those who might fight against it.
It would be those.
You don't want us on the same level.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those are the people who mess it up for everything. Messes it up for everybody. See, this is the interesting thing, right? I believe, and here's where I could potentially lose people at. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying this even as a black man. I think that racism is Oz and is the wizard from Oz, and I think classism is the dude that's actually behind the curtain. You know what I'm saying? Like, so racism is the face of what's bad and what separates us, but in reality, it's classism, and we hide it. It's hidden. We're all it's sleight of hand. They got us looking at racism when we really should be looking at classism. But how else does 1% control 99%? I divide the 99% up until it's small enough where we all can battle. And then I make some of those other people feel like they're part of the 1%, but you're really not part of the 1%. I just told you was that based on your skin color. Yeah. So now you side with me, but you're really not one of us. So
because even in a race that they try to separate, then they take that race and they separate it even more.
Yeah,
yes, you're over here, but you're not really over here.
Yeah, through your religion. They just keep breaking us down so little that we're divided. Now the 99% is easy to control and manipulate. So, but it all boils down to classism, keeping us in this class separate from y'all. So when you ask, will they just find another way? The people who are creating this classism will try to find another way because it is their goal to always be separate. They want to be better than someone else. So when you ask that, it goes back to my original point. There's always going to be those people. So it's going to be difficult, but it's on us, the rest of the people who are in the 99%, to be smart enough not to fall for it when they try to divide us again.
Yeah.
Now we say,
I
got
don't
enough.
think
I'm not greedy. I don't need to fight you no more. I'm cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's the only way it works.
Yeah, I don't think with as many structures that we have that we'll ever get to a place of paradise and harmony, because I feel like human nature thirsts too much for separation.
Individuality.
You're not me.
And stuff, yeah.
I'm not on that level. I'm on this level. You're not on this level. I'm on this level. And you see it in work, whether it's in corporation. I'm a VP. I'm a manager. You're a worker bee. You see it in the military. I'm this rank. You're that rank. You see it with somebody. I drive this car. You drive that car. I live in this neighborhood. You live in that neighborhood. I feel like we have a natural thirst for separation. Some people buy into it more. You know, like I'm a victim of it too. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, I've done this for this. I have this kind of experience. You don't have that experience yet. So there's some separation between me and you. You not like us. You know
is there a natural thirst for that though, or is that trained? Because I feel like it's training. Because when we're kids, we don't naturally think like that. This is what we're taught.
It is trained. It is trained. Okay, I would say it is trained, but it becomes a thirst. I would say
yes,
it becomes a thirst.
Yes.
We birth.
It may take generations to wean us off of that, but if everything stays equal for long enough, down the line, maybe they can fix it. We won't be here. Even if in the next 10 years they figure this out and it's paradise, everything, we don't have to work for money, you and I ain't gonna live to see it. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
maybe down the line our great grandchildren can live in harmony. You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully, that would be ideal.
Probably not, but
in the world,
I don't trust people. Now, people suck. So
they're gonna find a way to mess it up either way it goes. Like, yeah, there's no reason for a wealth gap. Well, we got to find something else to separate us.
And when the Judge Dredd robots figure out how ridiculous we are, then that's when they say, you know what? Why are we wasting our time? We done fixed everything for them. They're hopeless. Kill them all.
Yeah, exactly. The humans suck. Humans suck. Ruin everything. Just let's eliminate them.
Right. When my consciousness floats out into the ether and comes back into a robot, and I become the leader of the robots, I'm gonna kill all of them. Anyway, man, let's get to the reviews of these cigars, man. This conversation going sideways. I'm taking it the wrong way, the wrong direction.
Oh my God! Wow. Okay. Yes. All right. I'm gonna go into Julius Caesar first. I'm gonna talk about Julius, the Diamond Crown. All right. So you guys weren't here for our first light, so I kind of, I guess, catch you up to where I'm at. So off of first light, this bad boy was peppery, and I mean peppery. Peppery. But guess what? I wanted that pepper. Once it hit me, I wasn't looking for the peppery, but once it hit me, I was like, ooh, okay, I like this. You know what I'm saying? It got me enough of what I wanted. Even though it was really peppery in the very beginning, I was happy to have it. I was happy that it was there. So it wasn't that overwhelming to where it wasn't enjoyable. So the pepper hit, dialed back a little bit, kind of cooled out, smoothed out. And then those like hazelnut tones came in. The aroma and the smoke got a little sweet, which was very welcoming. It kind of like nice little bounce and balance off that pepper with that sweet aroma, the hazelnut that kind of went along with it. Got a little bit of leather that kind of stayed in the middle of it throughout the smoke. And that leather was a decent leather, not a bad leather. Oiliness, just a touch. Just enough to make to give the cigar some texture. So hazelnut's the main component I'm getting, of course, with some good earth, some good woodiness, but that hazelnut, but then that leather right in the middle, some oiliness on the wrapper, and then that sweet aroma from the smoke. Kind of married really well. Not EQ'd as well as I would like for it to be. so I'm gonna take some dings off for it just for that. But all those different types of textures of this smoke was pleasant. I feel like it could have been EQ just a little bit better, just to marry everything in more perfectly. But all the textures that I got, all the tasting notes that I got, was pleasant. Nothing was overdone too much to where it tainted anything. So rate my cigar. Construction was good. Burn kind of got bad, but I think that was just a me thing. But it's pretty good. Had a nice little ash for a little bit. So construction was pretty nice, pretty good. Very well constructed. So Julius Caesar Diamond Crown. Let me see, what was my price point for this guy? I think about 15 bucks. So not too low, but not too high either. Just kind of right in the middle as far as price goes. For what I got out of it and how I enjoyed it, I'm gonna give it a four. I'm gonna give it a four. Solid 4.0. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too stellar, but just good enough to get me right in the fours. 4.0.
Okay. Okay. So it sounds like we had a pretty similar smoking experience today. So for this Partagas Valle Verde, I started out with some pepper on it. Also, very good aroma on the stick. This cigar was constructed pretty well. It stayed lit the entire time. I did one touch up on it just to make sure everything was perfectly even, because I saw where it was showing the potential to get a little uneven on the burn. So I touched it up. But other than that, I didn't need to, because it was still well lit. Had a good aroma coming off of it. Like I said, we kicked off with a little pepper. That San Andreas wrapper, it gave the vibe that it normally gives with that little oiliness on it. So that was a good touch. I appreciated the oiliness. My pepper wasn't as strong as your pepper was, so I would say was not overbearing whatsoever. I had some sweetness also that kind of reminded me of more of a caramel note. There was some woodiness on it, and cedar. Cedar is probably my other noticeable note that I picked up on this stick. Aside from that, I didn't really notice any other notes on it. So it's weird. I'm slightly underwhelmed by the cigar because I don't know. I just felt like maybe I could have more, but what that more would be, I don't know, because they did everything correct that they did with it. So this feels like the type of cigar I think I'll rate it differently every time I smoke it, because it'll be based on how I feel in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Because nothing was wrong. The EQing of everything was EQ good. The notes that it did have were all strong and noticeable. I just felt like I just wanted a few more changes or a few more notes in the cigar. But construction was good. Draw was good. Oiliness always helps make everything smooth. Good aroma off the... I feel obligated to put it in the fours, but I don't feel like I had a 4 today. So I'm going to go with a 3.8.
Okay.
But this cigar probably would get a 4 from me next time I smoke it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I'm torn. It was a good cigar. And I said, notice next time I smoke it, because I would smoke this cigar again, even at a 3.8. But a 3.8 is a good cigar. So I hate that I even said that, because that implies that 3.8 isn't a good score. 1 to 5, that's a great
cigar snob.
I'm a snob, bro. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? If it's not a 4, I ain't gonna revisit it if it ain't a 4. I will revisit the cigar. Yeah. It's a damn good cigar. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go with a 3.8 for this Partagas right here, and with the potential for it to be even better next time I smoke it, in my eyes, just based on my own personal opinion today.
Yeah, shout out to Partagas. Partagas is always... I haven't had a Partagas that's knocked my socks off just yet, but I've always had just really good Partagas. You know what I'm saying? 3.5 to 3.8, 3.9 even. But I haven't had a knock my socks off Partagas. I'm gonna put that on the list. I said this before, and I need to compile this list of cigar lines and cigar brands that I want to see that knock my socks off cigar. Partagas, you're on my list.
It didn't do it. It didn't knock my socks off, but at the same time, it was... I don't know what to complain about it either. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
a good cigar. It's like, like I mentioned, you're a cigar snob. Yeah, and I think I'm becoming one too. It's because we've smoked so many cigars at this point, and we smoked some really great cigars that when we say a 3.8 or even a 4, they were like, but you ain't that.
Yeah,
you ain't that. Yeah. You good, but you ain't that.
Yeah. Hey, the price point was cool too. It was $10 a pack.
Classism,
Too. I forgot
classism,
to
cigar
say
classism.
that.
Say
Bro,
what?
that was classism at its finest, straight out of my mouth just now, and I'm ashamed of me. Shame on me. But yeah, the price point was $10.05. So at that price point,
Well,
you know what I'm saying? What more do you want at
solid.
that price point?
Yeah. Solid for that price
A
point.
$10 stick, go get it. Every time, go get it. You know what I'm saying? I'll say that to you also. But anyway, that's gonna wrap us up for this week's episode of the Cigars and Everything Else podcast, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in this week and keep your cigars held up very high
Stay alive
for the spring.